Welcome back to Driven Discourse. Today, we have a Volkswagen Taos. This is another interesting buy for under $30,000. Let's take a look at it. It has a good looking side profile. It's compact class. It's a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, all-wheel drive, so it is mated to a dual clutch transmission, which some of you may or may not love that. One way to describe these are the driving characteristics or the acceleration characteristics is jumpy, and I would say that is spot on. Jumpy is a good way to describe how these things drive, which may or may not be for you, but that aside, it is a good driving vehicle, especially for this class. You can average high 20s. I think you can get even close to the 30s in this on the highway. Does come with roof rails, which is great because the compromise you're going to make in a vehicle this size is obviously overall volume. Does come with roof rails, which is great because in a vehicle this size, especially a vehicle this size, one of the compromises that you're going to have is lack of storage space. Fine for your daily, but if you go on a vacation, you might want a little bit more. You can always throw something up on the crossbars here, or get some crossbars and then throw something up. Speaking of storage space, it's not bad. Easy to navigate buttons, not power liftgate. But you have plenty of room back there, I would say, for most of anything you're going to encounter on the daily basis. When you do go on a long road trip, depending on how big your family is, you might need to consider getting something else as far as either a carrier for the back via trailer hitch or throw something up on the roof. You do have a pass-through there, and these do fold all the way flat. Under the floor here, you do end up with a spare tire, which is nice. It is just a space saver, but we'll take it. In a lot of vehicles today, you don't end up with anything. So even seeing a space saver, that's a nice sight to see. Let's see how much room we have back here. I'm 6 foot, 205 pounds. The seat is positioned behind where I'd be sitting. Even with my goofy camera setup here, camera head setup works. Even with my goofy camera setup here, I have plenty of space back here. There's nothing to complain about. Plenty of knee room. You do have vents, which is great because a lot of times in vehicles of this class, you don't get vents. And you do have power down there. Do have a nice fold down armrest. I can always appreciate when they set the cup holders up going in this direction. Why? Because you can use them while you put your arm here. A lot of vehicles you see they put the cup holders facing the other direction. You can't put your arm down and have a cup in at the same time. I don't know what kind of engineer is behind that in those vehicles, but they need to take note. Put your arm down and see if you can put a cup in. Nice sturdy cup holder, nice padding to it as well. You do have dual map pockets back here. And you have your panoramic sunroof. Slow moving shade on VWs across the board, but nonetheless you do have a panoramic sunroof for under $30,000, and that's a nice thing to have. These seats back here, they're definitely a vinyl with maybe some kind of, it's not suede in the middle. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is nice. It seems like a nice material that'd be easy to keep clean. Door panel is padded with a pocket down below with a cup holder in it as well. Hard touch everywhere else, but that's okay. Right back here you want to keep it. You want something easy to keep clean if you have kids or you have animals. So that's fine. We'll appreciate that. Let's see how the front is. Now again, I'd like to take note, I am 6 foot, 205 pounds. And even with that, I fit fine up here. Plenty of room. Like I said, this seat hasn't moved. Plenty of room behind myself and up front. It's a nice interior. I mean, this isn't even really hard touch plastic. It is a leather or some kind of vinyl. All the way across. I mean, you do have it mixed in here and there where it doesn't matter as much, but where your elbows, your arm is going to rest. Overall, it's a nice place to be. You do have your windows, automatic up and down. And then your mirror control, something interesting I don't love that VW does is put the mirror heaters down there. You have to turn that dial all the way down, where a lot of manufacturers actually put it in the rear defrosters. Just when you put the rear defrosters on, this comes on. I feel like that is just a way more sensible way of handling it, but this is what Volkswagen likes to do. I do like how they integrate different colors in here. This has like this cobalt blue. It's just a nice way to break up the dash. Obviously, it's hard touch up here. This doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people get upset when there's hard touch plastic up here, but I just want to, I want something personally that's easy to keep clean, and that's what this is. Not easy to keep clean is all this piano black everywhere. We need to stop doing this. I know it looks a little classier, I guess, than having just like a satin or a flat black everywhere, but you know what it doesn't do? Satin or flat black doesn't show fingerprints on every surface. This, you're interacting with everything all the time, which means that when the car is off, especially for this, when the car is off, all you see is fingerprints. It is infuriating, but we'll move forward. You do have a nice digital gauge cluster up here. One thing I don't love about this is how, where is my odometer? That's important to me. You can't see it while the cruise control is on, which is just interesting that they make you choose one or the other. You do have your headlight controls over here. This is a tilting telescopic steering wheel. I do like that these are actual physical buttons. You don't see that in a lot of VWs, and I just appreciate having physical buttons to touch. It's just a lot, it's a lot better to deal with, especially when you're driving. You don't have to guess where anything is. You start to just learn where everything is. And you're not going to accidentally slide on anything with this. You do have heated steering wheel. You do have adaptive cruise control that you can set over here. You do have your radio, which in a Volkswagen, this is where, if you're an owner, this is where you change your volume. You do not touch that knob. Never touch that knob. Why? Because that spins. That actual symbol spins. Why do they do that? I don't know. I don't love it. Nobody does. Nobody loves it. Let's cut that out. These seats, same as the back. They're a little bit bolstered, and there is some cloth on the side here. They do hold you in quite nice. They're not as, they don't get really terribly warm, which is a good thing. A lot of vehicles in this class or in this price range, they end up using too much of that neoprene material, and you just bake in it, and you just start sweating all over the interior, and that's not fun. All right, let's go for a drive. Let's see how this dual clutch is. It's the only vehicle, oh, before we do that, actually, let's see how the backup camera is. Then we'll get to that conversation. Pretty basic backup camera. Resolution's okay. You do have some things that you can change over here, but it's just okay. I do appreciate how it stays on while you're going forward. This is good if you're somebody like me who backs into parking spots. If you just want to pull up a little bit and see where that line is, it's just a nice thing to have. Now, on the road, the dual clutch transmission. The dual clutch, you like it or you don't. And the reason why, this is the only car that I drive in eco mode because it helps kind of calm that down a little bit. It gets to be a little jumpy because it is like you're driving a standard transmission and you're kind of just letting the clutch out. Now, in this vehicle, it's almost like you're driving a standard transmission, but you don't fully know how to drive it smooth, and it can kind of be a little jumpy on you. Transmission can be a little jumpy on you when you're just getting going, especially if you're in a situation where you are coming out quick, right? You're in a high traffic situation and you need to make a turn really quick. Well, this dumps a clutch on you. You feel like you're about to go on two wheels. It's not necessarily the best feeling, but again, I remedy that at least a little bit by using eco mode, which is not a mode that I use in anything else because I really don't usually believe in them. Past that, it drives good. It's a good driving vehicle. I know this class isn't really something that's heavily regarded anyways. It's something where you want to put in luxury, let's just say. But you do feel some of that German engineering in here. It's definitely not the quietest vehicle, but it's not loud either. I wouldn't have any issues being on the highway in this on a long road trip. The steering feels nice. I do like how it has a flat bottom steering wheel. I know Volkswagen likes to include that a lot. You do have wireless charging down here, which it actually works pretty okay. It's hard to give a wireless charger really good remarks because most of the time they seem to just heat up your phone. This infotainment system, it is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, I believe, but issues here is it likes to turn off and reset on you at different stoplights. And it's the same ones all the time. It's a very easy thing to do if you wanted to show somebody, hey, this is going to turn off and reset on you at this stoplight, that stoplight, and this one, which is kind of frustrating. It does it all the time. I don't love that. And I've looked around a lot, and it seems like, that was a good sized rock, it seems like it's a very common, specifically Taos thing. Now, if this is something that you've encountered a lot in different Volkswagens, leave a comment. But the speakers, though they are unbranded, they are pretty good. This is not a bad people mover. Fuel mileage, we've seen about 30 miles to the gallon pretty often in this. Do a little soft roading here. It moves pretty good, especially for eco mode. Again, I don't ever take it out of eco mode because it's just too jumpy. But overall, I'd say this is a very nice vehicle. There's a lot of vehicles in this class that people, I don't think they're actually shopping them. I don't think that either it's a reliability thing that they're worried about. This one, you can't see it, but it's got 19,000 miles on it, and it hasn't seen the shop. Other than getting an oil change or whatever routine maintenance, it's been absolutely fine. I wouldn't be afraid to go out and drive a modern Volkswagen or own one. I think that if you are shopping for a vehicle this size, do yourself the favor and try all of them. Get the best price you can with the features that you want. Don't be afraid of a certain brand. Unless there are some really glaring issues, but this seems to be overall just a fine vehicle. I wouldn't hesitate to go after it again. With the exception of this radio and living with the dual clutch. The dual clutch is definitely something that I wouldn't say you get used to it, you just understand that it's just the operation of it and how it's going to work for you. That part is aggravating, but we'll move forward. I hope this has been informative for you. I know it was short, but listen, I have ADHD. I don't have the longest attention span either, so I'm not going to give you a longer video than I'd want to watch. Please like and subscribe. It costs you nothing and helps me immensely because I want to be able to keep doing these videos. I want to get better at them. I want to be better at speaking all around because public speaking is definitely not something that I'm good at. And I want to be able to drive more vehicles. So please, again, like, subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you.